Right. I'm excited for this one. I usually don't react to other people's reactions of something. But Jim Legxacy, UK Kanye West. He is, for me, #1 UK artist at the moment in terms of talent, just creativity, and trajectory, right? I will be riding for this guy till he's clear, okay? He dropped an album called Black British Music. It's in the charts right now. It's doing really well in the UK. It's getting a lot of love. To the point where Americans are tapping in as well. Obviously, a lot of the sound of the project is very English. Black British Music, it sounds pretty, you know, it's got a lot of UK influences and also like dance hall-y, Afrobeat kind of vibe. Shit that resonates in the UK heavy. Interested to see what Fantano's going to say. Everything he says usually I take with a pinch of salt because he is, in my opinion, a very good reviewer, but I think sometimes his mind is a little swayed by what is considered popular and like mainstream and what is underground and like up and coming and quirky, you know? So we'll see what he's got to say. It's a 8-minute video. Give it a watch. I think it could go either way.
Oh my god. Hey everyone, made in Britain, paid in Britain. Here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Jim Legxacy mixtape, Black British Music 2025. Rapper, singer, producer, songwriter, Mr. Jim Legxacy, a guy who in a few short years has become a real dark horse on the UK music scene, building up his name not just through some respectable underground hits and collaborations with the likes of Central C and Dave, as well as Fred Again, but also a pretty radical artistic progression going from hardcore UK hip-hop tracks to this now spacious, artsy blend of R&B, Afropop, rap, emo, and more. Jim is also an artist who historically wears his struggles on his sleeve, whether it's mental illness or family issues or homelessness, all of which he digs into a bit deeper on this second mixtape here, which, as I said earlier, comes with a pretty definitive title, Black British Music, and he teased toward this project with some very moving and attention-grabbing singles like Stick, which features the stunningly beautiful, sharp, and seamlessly blended touches of R&B and pop and rap, Jim's youthful vocals and sentimental lyrics
he
just
pretty
slide
in right
across this angelic beat, where I love the contrast between the booming bass, pirate radio drops, and also, of course, the chipmunk vocal samples, which have just buried themselves in my psyche ever since the Wayne came. And in promoting this album, there was also the song Father, which again is a moment where I feel like Jim is really playing to his stylistic strengths. You have this bold rap song delivery playing around a very interesting vocal sample drop, a very personal angle to the lyrics too, and the overall messaging of the song being quite focused. Also a very funny and random shout out to Mitski as well in the bars. And while the track is short and does leave me wanting a little bit more on some level, it does feel like it flows within the greater idea in this track list of creating something that vibes and comes together like a mix, like an underground broadcast, because again, you do have very consistently throughout Black British Music.
You know what I've noticed about Jim? He's a clip farmer, and I didn't realize. You can tell he's a young'un. I don't know if any of you saw the clip of him getting gifted a smart whip with his name on it. But if you think about the Plaque Boy Max stream where he did the vocal warm-ups, yeah, that was all very like... that was very like, obviously trying to like get a moment. And then he got gifted. Let me see if I can find it. He got gifted a custom smart whip, and he recreated Dave's reaction to when Dave got gifted the Rolex. Here you go. Like, this is the exact same reaction as Dave. He like copied it.
Oh shit!
And like, if you look at him, you can tell he's like overdoing it, right? But like, it made me realize, I was like, you know what? This guy has actually got marketing on lock as well, because little things like this, these clips that end up doing really well. Like 200k views on that clip. You know what I mean? Look, here you go. Look, this is what he copied. Like, it's just smart. It's just smart. It's very smart. I get it, but I like people to show genuine. Yeah, but that's not him being disgenuine. That's just him, like, making a funny moment. Like, it's not like it's anything more than him just being funny. That is more genuine, that I feel like, than him being like, oh yeah, safe, bro. Appreciate a smart whip, G. Like, stay blessed, yeah. You know what I mean? That's more genuine, in my opinion.
Rap tape and pirate radio vocal drops that serve as a reminder that what we're hearing is like an expression of an underground sound or movement or something like that, even with the connection to XL recordings. But these bits and touches also segue us from one moment on the tape to
XL
the next
recordings
too.
is the
So
label
yeah,
he's
the
on,
overall
right?
presentation on this project is a little rough. It doesn't sound like Jim labored over any of these tracks for super long, but even in the skeletal and sometimes intentionally half-baked state that these tracks are in, there are still a lot of very standout vocal performances and stellar hooks. The track New David Bowie, for example, is bright, cheery, and hopeful like a really good Porter Robinson song. We also get more booming beats, chipmunked vocals that soar across the mix, and chopped up string sections that each time just hit with a rush of ecstasy. I also love Jim's aggressive and determined vocals all over this track too, and just generally how well he pulls off this rap-sung combo delivery without having his vocals touched up too much. The singing, the rapping across this project, it all sounds very raw, but it's still incredibly well executed. From here, true to this project's mixtape type flow, there is a lot of versatility here in such a way to where it feels like we're listening to something bordering on a compilation. The track Sun is a bit of a mild one. It's kind of like Jim's personal ode to this ongoing trend of super heady party music. It's a track that you can most definitely play in front of a crowd, but it's still uncompromisingly moody despite its Afrobeat-inspired grooves and tropical guitar licks. We get similar vibes on the track SOS later on the tape. However, in that instance, I would say we're actually getting much better vocals as well as a chorus. Then '06 Wayne Rooney comes through with another switch up. It's the exact kind of reverby, regimented rock that you might catch in the midst of like a Spotify alt-pop playlist. And while it does fit into the trend well, Jim most definitely adopts this sound very accurately. I always find this brand of rock music to be a little gutless. I think his strengths as a singer and a songwriter are much better showcased on the track Issues of Trust, even if that song is...
See, I feel like that's his language barrier there, though, because '06 Wayne Rooney to me is like classic Britpop. Like, it's Britpop has never been, like, that type of Britpop has never been, like, amazing. It's just like a very good representation of nostalgia.
There's another moment on the record where I'm like, damn, this is so short. Like, I just want more of what this song is delivering, especially after the fucking whimper, bro. The whimper he has in the midst of that one vocal line. And the only thing more tragic than that is like the literal content of the song, where Jim is just delivering these devastating lines about trust issues he has with his dad, as well as the lingering memories of his sister who passed away. Then there's also DBAB, or Don't Be a Bitch, which I don't think I've ever heard a song in this style go quite this hard. It's like this modern minimalist lo-fi take on dancehall music, but Jim's vocals are quite aggressive, very bold, very upfront, very in your face. It's not simply just a chill vibe. And in the midst of the track,
my opinion, that's my favorite track of the whole album. The Don't Be a Bitch. Don't be a bitch, and it's okay.
Randomly drops in this interpolation of Snow's Informer, which just comes out of nowhere, but it's pulled off so well. The charisma is also off the charts on I Just Banged a Snus and Canada Water, but then after this, the tape's final moments do leave me feeling a bit underwhelmed, because I do think this thing starts a lot stronger than it finishes. I do love the gorgeous group vocals on Dexter's Phone Call, and they definitely show that Jim's ears are in the right place in terms of being able to evoke a certain feeling and arrange certain palettes of instrumentation in a way that just sounds, again, it's pulling at your heartstrings. And he's doing it so well, but the song itself is just a little too brief and underdeveloped. 3X featuring Dave, I think certainly could have had a stronger verse, more interesting production. Tiger Driver 91 feels like, I don't know, like a less interesting spin on an old Weeknd song.
And the closing track. If I'm being completely cynical about it, and if I'm nitpicking, I wouldn't say he's necessarily completely wrong saying that the project starts stronger than it ends. I like all the songs. I do think in general, first half versus second half, first half clears, but I don't think that's a problem. Like, I don't think it's about that. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, it makes sense because the project starts, you go up, you get this big high, and then you like come down. That's like the whole thing. The project feels like that. Which is kind of what I feel like it should, because a lot of people make projects and they're just this. You know what I mean?
Brief sees this tape going out with more of a whimper than a bang. But even though I'm not really crazy about this tape's final moments, Jim did pack enough super...
I guarantee you he will give it either a light 7 or a high 6.
Super impressive ideas into this project to leave me just kind of waiting and wondering what he's going to do next. So yeah, I don't think Black British music is an example of Jim's full creative potential. But
bro, this is the thing, yeah. This project was made a lot just by him with a laptop with his friends producing it, right? Deep how it's gonna, now that the label, right? Jim's just dropped a mixtape. First time he's done that, like a mixtape on a label. The label is gonna see how this performs and they're gonna go, take our fucking money, right? He has proved, this is when you're on a label like that, if you showed that label that you've got this amount of buzz, they will give you and put so much money into your debut album because they think you're going to be that guy. So if this is Jim with a laptop in a random room just with his friends making music, Jim, when he's got access to label budgets to record with crazy session musicians and work with these crazy producers, it could honestly go two ways. It either levels up for that album, or he goes, fuck that, I don't want none of that, I'm going to keep it how I've always done it, laptop, friends, room, this is my album, you know? Which, arguably, I feel like I would appreciate more, but we'll see.
But there's still a lot of tracks here I'm going to be coming back to again and again through the rest of the year. I also think it's super impressive that on this project, Jim was able to really nail down a very recognizable and distinct style while covering so many bases, because there are tracks on this thing that are soulful and passionate, like a James Blake or a Sampha or a Frank Ocean song. There are moments that are strange and obscure, like a Dean Blunt cut. Tracks that are braggadocious and triumphant, like a quality piece of UK hip-hop. And then also, of course, you have those sensual, groovy bits that are alluring and low-key, like something from good Afrobeats or dancehall mix. So yeah, there are a lot of elements on this project being balanced, and they're being balanced well, even in the in-development mixtape state that they're in currently, which is why I'm feeling light to decent 7 on this.
I said light 7. I said light 7. Light to decent 7. What a prediction.
Record transition. Have you given this project a listen? Did you love it?
I'll be real, as an American reviewer, giving a UK artist a light 7, and to know what Anthony has rated people in the past, 7 is very good. Trust me, 7 is decent from him. Like, I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but...
Hi. Rendition of him, and on top of that...
He gave this an 8.
Oh my god.
He also gave, he's given Kendrick albums before, like 7s and lower than that. So that's a good rating. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good rating. But yeah, all right. I mean, hey, Fantano's on side now. It's just the ball is in Jim's court. What's he gonna do next? You know what I'm saying?
One day I'll make the jump. Life is sweet, Zach and Cody. I can't find a balance from my balance. I just hide behind my talents and I wear it on my chest like I am Tony. Is that much to love me now?